United Kingdom, which all of us know as Britain, don't take their propaganda and defamation against the Biafrans to another level. The same UK that want to apologize, that want to make amends, the few ex among them are still making things very difficult for them, because if you think you are dealing with the Biafrans or you are subjugating Biafrans to sufferness, my brother, my sister, the future generation of UK, God have mercy. What I'm saying is going to be disastrous. How I wish God will open their eyes to see the future generation of UK. They will never ever dare to point their finger to the Biafrans again. Anyway, I'm going to hear this important headline. Your tactics of deceit and falsehoods are ineffective. IPOB blasts the Telegraph, and the UK government threatens legal action for defamation. UK must go down. In fact, defamation, which Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has sued Roland Mokri for 60 billion. So I am thinking that UK is going to go for 60 billion pounds as well. So Nnamdi Kanu is going to be richer in 60 billion naira from Mokri, and also 60 billion pounds from United Kingdom's government. But anyway, let us just keep it the way it is. But this message must go viral. Breaking news: Nigerian military besieges Enugu communities. Multiple homes rest down as villagers flee. When I see what they happen for Southeast, we are not fighting against insurgency. We are not fighting against terrorists. We are not fighting against criminals. We are not fighting against unknown gunmen. We are fighting against people who sworn that they should protect lives and property. They are the one that is destroying lives and properties in our own land. This is not the first time we are hearing that the Nigerian government military are burning down houses for no reason. One guy who is doing business in Lagos, his house in Olu was burnt down, and the whole properties carted away by Nigerian military for no reason. The guy is not even within that Imo axis or within the Biafra territory. He is doing his legitimate business in Lagos. Yet tomorrow they will still come and carry propaganda. If there's any van that has been set on fire now, the whole internet will see it. But this one now, you will never see any media house of Nigeria to broadcast it. No problem. I repeat, no problem. I no longer consider myself Nigerian by the North states. You see, Yoruba bastards, these are their sister, I be their daughter. If na Igbo man or woman is doing this in all these years, my brother, the Yoruba bastard would have written so many petitions against her to the UK government to extradite her and to scrap her of her citizenship. Look at what this woman have been doing in many years now. Yoruba bastard will never say anything. You will never see them comment. You will never see them carry that their useless bigotry to the next level. I don't blame them. I blame my Igbo brothers who will see them on X ranting and you will bypass. No, I'm giving it to them hot. I give it to them the way they want it, with proofs and evidence. Ndara. I beg you, let us go straight to the reason why we're here this morning. Happy New Day, happy weekend. Happy New Week, and also happy Monday. It shall be well with all of us. I beg, sorry for the that gaps. Okay. According to please, as you're watching, kindly drop your opinion in the comment section of this video. The indigenous people of Biafra IPOB movement has responded to the continuous article published by the online UK newspaper they call Telegraph, labeling it as a misleading narrative and misinformation intended to provoke the people of the Biafra region against the IPOB movement. This information was conveyed in a press release issued by the press secretary of the IPOB Directorate of Sabo, which is Mazi Okadibo Chinwendum. The statement accused the British government of having an obsession with the Biafra region, thereby orchestrating a malicious agenda to instigate disorder within the area. The IPOB representative refuted the claims made by the UK national newspaper regarding the movement's alleged role in the insecurity in southeast Nigeria due to the sit-at-home directive, asserting that the order had been rescinded by the IPOB leaderships but was exploited by provocateurs funded by Nigerian government to execute deceptive violent operations against the region and its inhabitants subsequently. Furthermore, the statement disclosed that the IPOB movement, through its European Continental representative, Mazi Austin Abanyem, has provided a thorough and detailed response to a questionnaire posed by the Telegraph concerning this matter, but ultimately it was disregarded by the letter. The statement reads: the Directorate of State of the Indigenous People of Biafra, DOS, have received with great disappointment a publication made by the Telegraph of UK on Saturday, which is the 26th of July 2025, with the obvious intention to turn the minds of the international community and human rights groups, as well as inside the Biafra people, against IPOB. It is indeed a shame that at this time and age, the British government has continued to sponsor campaigns of calumny against the defenseless people against whom they, the British, sponsored an annihilating genocide in 1967 to 1970. The British government is still obsessed with the Igbo people and the entire Biafra people. This can only be the explanation why a British tabloid, just like the BBC, would be interested in deception and falsehood narratives against a people, against a nation. The clearest evidence of their hatred to the Biafran people and the IPOB is that they deliberately refuse to publish the information given to them by Mazi, sponsored genocide on Christians and Anglican, Igbo and Biafran people using Muslims and Islamic jihadists. The statement also stated that the British government is perturbed over the diplomatic strides recorded by IPOB movement for Biafra's self-determination quest, thus resorting to deceitful ploys of misinformation. However, it assured that the IPOB movement nor the Eastern Security Network, solely tasked to confront the Fulani killer herdsmen in the region, are responsible for the violence or enforcement of sit-at-home orders in Southeast. We are aware that the British government is a bit jittery of the recent diplomatic engagement and success recorded by the Directorate of Sabo on the Biafra Restoration, Freedom and Liberation Project. They are angry and disappointed that we survived their evil onslaught of 1967 to 1970 and still focused on our right to a sovereign Biafra nation today. However, they should understand that they no longer hold the monopoly of information dissemination. Let the world be placed on notice once again that at no time did the IPOB or ESN personnel attack our people on the streets of Biafraland or anywhere else. ESN has always been in the bushes and farmlands protecting our farmers, people and borders from Fulani terror herdsmen who are partly sponsored by the British government. The DOS will no longer take the deliberate actions of certain government and foreign interests-sponsored media, houses and journalists, whether locally or internationally, whose set objectives is to tarnish the hard-earned image of IPOB lightly. Be they in Nigeria, in the UK, or anywhere in the world. Therefore, IPOB leadership demands an unreserved apology from the Telegraph of UK or consider the likelihood of a legal action against them. Enough is enough. Nigerian army besieged Ebonyi communities. Multiple homes rest down as villagers flee. The Nigerian military has reportedly launched an aggressive onslaught against autonomous villages across Ishiago town, Ivo local government area, Ebonyi State, since 31st of July 2025, in a search bid to arrest members of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB movement living in the communities. According to the report obtained, the siege, which commenced 4 days ago across villages in the town, took a far more different and aggressive turn as the Nigerian military stormed the community in the early hours of today. shooting indiscriminately and ransacking homes in search of their acclaimed targets. As a result of which 5 homes had been burned down as villagers of various communities scamper for safety in nearby forests with their families. The Nigerian military has been involved in aggressive military posturing against civilian dissidents, voices like the IPOB movement for more than a decade, killing and forcibly disappearing thousands of its members and sympathizers. According to exclusive investigative reports by human rights groups such as Amnesty International and the Inter-Society Group, the Nigerian military, in a bid to arrest IPOB members, have not only profiled, victimized thousands of non-participating citizens of the southeast, but also have destroyed towns, communities, villages, displacing its inhabitants as refugees. IPOB has continued to maintain that it is not a violent movement and has no military duel against the Nigerian state. Instead, is demanding for a United Nations supervised referendum to settle the resuscitated quest for Biafra self-determination. I no longer consider myself as Nigerian, Kemi Badenoch states. Conservative Party leader Kemi Badenoch has said she no longer identifies as Nigerian and has not renewed her passport since the early 2000s. Badenoch, who was in the UK, grew up in both Nigeria and the US. She returned to England aged 16 because of Nigeria's worsening political and economic climate, as well as to continue her education. Speaking on former MP and television presenter Gales Brandrett's Rosebud podcast, she said she was Nigerian through ancestry, but by identity, I am not really. Last year, Badenoch faced the criticisms from Nigeria's vice president, who said she had integrated the West African country. Badenoch, who previously lived in Lagos, spoke at length about her upbringing on the podcast. I know the country very well. I have a lot of family there, and I'm very interested in what happens there, she said. But home is where my family is. On not renewing her passport, she said, I don't identify with it anymore. Most of my life has been in the UK, and I have just never felt the need to. She said, I am Nigerian through ancestry by birth, despite not being born there because of my parents, but my identity, I am not really. Badenoch said that when she had visited the country when her father died, she had got a visa, which was a big fandango. She said her early experience in Nigeria shaped her political outlook, including why I don't like socialism. As a child, I remember never quit feeling that I belonged there. She went on, adding that she recalled coming back to UK in 1996 thinking this is home. The Tory leader added the reason she returned to the UK was a very sad one. It was that my parents thought there is no future for you in this country. She said she had not experienced racial prejudice in the UK in any meaningful form, adding, I knew I was going to a place where I would look different to everybody. I didn't think that was odd. What I found actually quite interesting was that people didn't treat me differently, and it is why I am so quick to defend the UK whenever there is accusations of racism. At the end of last year, Badenoch was criticized for saying she had grown up in fear and insecurity in Nigeria at a time it was plagued by corruption. The country's Vice President Kashim Shettima responded that his government was proud of Badenoch in spite of her efforts at integrating her nation of origin. A spokesperson for Badenoch removed the criticism. So, my good people, I don't hear them now. This is a Yoruba bastard making this comment. Let one single Igbo man just say ta to Nigeria. Yoruba bastard media will circulate it to the extent that even the UK will get tired of receiving petitions and they will fire that person. Now the same Yoruba bastard, a idiot that escaped hunger in Nigeria, he went to UK and went for a podcast interview where he revealed to the UK government that all the whole people claiming to come in here for visa are not really here. I mean, coming here to study are not really coming there for what they claimed, that they are just escaping from Nigeria and they are using that study to bring the whole of their families into UK. Kiniko, he made all those comments, all those allegations. Everywhere was calm because he is a Yoruba man. But to his greatest surprise, at the end, he was also deported. Did they do him anything? Nothing. The boy is still in Lagos, living his life, walking freely. Let that person happens to be an Igbo man. You made that comment. From that very day you make that comment, the petition, even from the highest authority, will send petition to demote, ransack, deport. In fact, they will even tell him to inject him so that when he arrives in Nigeria, he will die because he is an Igbo man. The problem that zoo is having today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, in fact, in 50th generation to come, is Yoruba bastards, Yoruba bulls, and Ronus. So the earlier you learn how to put them on their toes, the better for you. Otherwise, you will end up being nothing. Sunday Igboho went to Downing Street, which is the Prime Minister's office or house, to submit a petition that they want to go. Yet Yoruba, what they call it, Odua Republic, Yoruba Nation. Do you know that the internet everywhere was calm? Everywhere was as calm as anything. Nobody until today. It happened most. Till today, Yoruba bastard has not said anything about it. But let that thing happens to be an Igbo man, or maybe somebody from the Delta self, or from Benin, they will tell you that, yeah, no, he's not a Benin, he's an Igbo. He wants to ridicule us. He go there to submit petition. And then the government of the day will come out and then say, okay, by doing this, then your own region will be sidelined for 4 years without no development, no road infrastructure. In fact, no government present will be in your place. Sunday Igboho is living large in Germany with the government money. The money Tinubu, in fact, Tinubu is paying Sunday Igboho monthly of over 1 billion naira as salary every month for him not to come and disrupt his government. For him to just park until when he finished, then he can arose with his madness. When I don't see him, when I said that the problem the zoo will have both now and in future will be the Yoruba bastards, some people are still arguing. My brother, you're on your own if you are still taking these people serious, because they are nothing but destroyers. Anyway, let me just end it here. More of these arguments will continue at the comment section of this video. Just like, share, comment, and make sure you keep subscribing for more interesting videos coming your way. I, Ukulora, will always be here to serve you. So please help me to circulate this message. Que mesiano.